Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 2 and my picks for Week 3 of the 2021 NFL predictions. Check it out. First off, for my picks last week, straight up, I did a little better than I did in the week before for Week 1. I went 9-7 overall, and against the spread, I went 8-7-1 overall, and over and under, I went 7-9 overall. Unfortunately, so that was a big disappointment from the week before for my over and under. But we on the other hand, we got against the spread and straight up to the on the 500 mark, which is pretty good overall for the year for straight up. 15-17 overall, still needing more work, but there's still plenty of time. Against the spread, 15-16-1. So I got a push from this past week for that. So I think we'll talk about that in a bit. And over and under, I'm 16-16 right now. So those are the records I got right now. And my thoughts about last week for Week 2. But starting with the Washington football team of the New York Giants. What a crazy, crazy Thursday night game. I think it was probably one of the craziest Thursday night football games that we've seen in a very, very, very long time. So, I forgot to put my picks in during my Pick'em League, so that's kind of my own fault for that. But I did pick Washington -3 overall, so, and I went to the under 41, which I didn't get that part on that one. But anyways, for the New York Giants, that's kind of a way to blow it when you thought you had him and you had a roughing the kicker penalty. All of a sudden, you give Washington another chance and you lose the game like that. That's kind of a heartbreaker out of that one. Chicago and Cincinnati. All I got to say is Justin Field time. Justin Field got in, Andy Dalton got hurt, and Chicago ended up winning the game. So that's pretty much what I say to that one. Cleveland and Houston. As of right now, I mean, the way things are going with Tyrod Taylor, he got banged up and everything else like that. Now I've been hearing anything else. I don't know what the deal is going on with that, which I did hear a little bit, which I'll get that information in a bit. But anyways, Cleveland went in and just dominated most of the game anyway. And for the rest of the game after Tyrod Taylor got hurt, Houston couldn't keep up. So, hey, what can you say? But, let's see. But, nevertheless, though, the LA Rams and Indianapolis Colts, hey, the Rams did what they needed to do to win the game. That's pretty much good. And they had a big, solid defense. That's pretty much got it done for them. And their part. And Indy's still looking for their quarterback. Buffalo and Miami. If you got to say something about this, you got to say it. Buffalo looked like Buffalo again. And Tua, he got hurt and with a rib injury. Now he's on day-to-day. And we'll see how he does with that. And not only that, Jacoby Brissett steps into the plate again. So we'll see how that one turns out. In my New England Patriots and the New York Jets, a big running game for my Patriots. That's pretty solid. I think that's going to be pretty good in the long run for the Patriots to keep up for the season. But we'll see how the plan goes around on that. But, anyway, Zach Wilson made a ton of mistakes and everything else like that. And pretty much sealed the game. Which, Mac Jones never threw an interception in that game. So it's a pretty interesting part of that. And the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. San Francisco came in pretty strong. It was a defensive game in that game, and just defensively, San Francisco shut them out with a 17-11 score. Pittsburgh and Vegas. I gotta say, Pittsburgh, they look like they're like, what's going on with them? I have no idea why. But Vegas, I think Vegas right now, they look like pretty much we were expected Vegas about a few years from now. But Derek Carr's playing his best career in football as of right now. So I think this is going to be a big stepping stone for Vegas on that one. So on that one. In New Orleans and Carolina, it goes to show you that Sam Darnold looks like he's doing pretty well in Carolina. It goes to say that, even though they didn't go over the spread, they pretty much dominated on the defensive side of the ball most of the game. Yeah, and I almost forgot, the Cardinals in Detroit in that game. I'm really sorry about that, but for that game, I did put Arizona to win the game and against the spread too, but they ended up losing both of them. But I got the over and under that one, which was 53. So I want to apologize to that one. But that being said, I think for that game, Arizona looks like pretty good offensively right now. But it's good for Minnesota to get the first win of the year, though. But as I was saying, Denver and Jacksonville. So I expected Denver to win out in that game. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he's still getting used to the system and everything like that. But Jacksonville never showed up what they did, but Denver did. So Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Gotta say, Atlanta, disappointing offense. That's all I can tell you about that one. And Tom Brady just smashed Atlanta again, which we kind of similar to that before. Seattle and Tennessee. Oh, I got to tell you that Seattle and Tennessee, for Tennessee though, for getting their first win, that was a very impressive 15-point comeback. All to say the least. They never gave up. Derrick Henry had over 294 yards, I think it was something like that, and they still ended up winning the game, which is pretty impressive comeback. So, anyways, the LA Chargers in Dallas. Dallas got their first win of the year, so they beat the LA Chargers. Now we're going to say Justin Herbert. It looks like it being a big disappointment right now. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll do something next week against the Chiefs. Who knows? And speaking of the Chiefs, the Ravens and the Chiefs, man, that was a great showdown. And the Ravens had a comeback of their own. And with the Ravens coming up with an 11-point deficit to come back and win the game. I think it was something like that. It was an 11-point deficit to end up winning the game. So it was pretty good. But for the Ravens' part. But they ended up sneaking out in the end. So, kind of pulled it off, it's kind of hard to beat Patrick Mahomes, I would say. Green Bay and Detroit. Well, I got to say, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers again. Definitely on Monday Night Football. So, that's definitely a big downturn on that. But, nevertheless, Detroit, they look like the same Detroit again. Oh, I got to tell you that, Matthew Stafford, I think they lost that Matthew Stafford and the Sam Darnold trade, not the Jared Goff trade. So as of right now, it looks like the Rams are winning this trade so far. So we'll see as the year goes on. But anyways, that being said, let's get on to my Week 3 pick, shall we? Let's kick things off on Thursday Night Football with Carolina and Houston. Going into this game, Carolina looks like a very strong offense, a very strong defense. Houston, on the other hand, they look like they have a strong defense. But on the other side, though, they look like they're struggling on offense with Tyrod Taylor being hurt and everything else. Davis Miller, I believe, who's the rookie quarterback, who's going to be starting for Houston. I'm sure he's going to get nervous on that one. So I'm going to take Carolina over Houston and take this game because it looks like the pressure's under him now. So I'm going to take Carolina over Houston in that game. On the line, though, Carolina's favored by 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take Carolina minus 7.5. Over and under is 43. I'm going to go under 43. Buffalo and the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Football Team. Now, the Washington Football Team look like a pretty strong effort. They look like an underdog team. I think that's the way they're going to go. But they're very good defensively. So is Buffalo. I do believe this is going to be... I was originally going to take Washington as an upset, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take Buffalo and Buffalo. That's why I picked them. I'm going to take Buffalo over I'm going to take the Bills in Buffalo over the Washington Football Team. On the line, though, Buffalo is favored by 9.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Washington plus 9.5 in this game. I thought it was too many points. I think it's going to be a close game. Over and under, it's 46.5. I was going to go over 46, but I'm going to stick with the under 46.5 because I think this is going to be a low scoring game on this game. So I'm going to stick the under 46.5 in this game. So, yeah, I originally wrote it in for the over, but I really switched it over to the under in that one because I just thought about the last minute. It's going to be a close game. So, I'm sorry, that was a car driving by. Cleveland and Chicago. Now, this is a game I'm actually looking forward to. Cleveland has a great high-powered offense and a great high-powered defense with a great secondary. And all of a sudden, Justin Fields comes in. He's going to be taking over right now. As far as I know, Justin Fields is taking over. So, and it's in Cleveland. So, anyways, I'm going to say this and be honest with you. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think Justin Fields is going to suffer a first loss like Mac Jones does. So, my advice to Justin Fields, if you lose, brush it off and focus on the next game. And that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland over the Chicago Bears. On the line, though, Cleveland's favored by 7.5 in this game. I think it's going to be a very close game. I'm going to take Chicago take plus 7.5. Over and under, it's 47.5. I'm going to go over 47.5 in this game. Baltimore, Detroit. Baltimore in this game, they have a really good victory. Strong victory. The Ravens finally beating the Chiefs. Well, Lamar Jackson, I would say. But in this game alone, I think this is going to be a really good game. I look forward to Lamar Jackson. He's going to go play the Detroit Lions, to play Jared Goff. And it looks like Jared Goff is not liking Detroit right now. I'll tell you that much. But anyways, and it's going to probably get worse for Jared Goff because I'm going to take the Ravens over the Detroit Lions in Detroit. On the line now, the Ravens are favored by 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Ravens minus 7.5. Over and under, it's 49. I'm going to go over 49. Tennessee and Indianapolis. Tennessee in this game, they had like I said earlier in my thoughts, they had a very pressing comeback for that 30-feet deficit in Seattle. Now they got the tough game in there. Now they go on the road to Indy and go on a fight in this game at this divisional rival in this game. I think it's going to be a very close game, and I see why. So I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee over the Indianapolis Colts. On the line, though, Tennessee's favored by 5 in this game. That's why I'm taking Tennessee to win this game because of the against the spread. I'm going to take the Tennessee minus 5 on this game. Over and under 53. I'm going to go over 53. The Chiefs and the LA Chargers. Now, this is the game I'm looking forward to. If Justin Herbert wants to get a win, this is it. But with Patrick Mahomes is playing, and he got to suffer a loss, the LA Chargers are probably in deep trouble right now. I'll tell you that. Because Patrick Mahomes doesn't take that really seriously. So he's gonna. Oh, what I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna probably take it out on the Chargers right now. So and it's in Arrowhead, which is even worse. So going to Arrowhead is very tough to play. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs over the LA Chargers in Arrowhead. On the line though, the LA Chargers is like the Chiefs are favored by. The Chiefs are favored by 7 in this game. I'm going to take the LA Chargers plus 7 in this game. Over and under is 56.5. I'm going to go over 56.5. Yeah, I apologize. I keep thinking the Chiefs have a new stadium name. I forget the name of it. But I still think it's Arrowhead to me. So that's what I'm thinking. So, anyways, my New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints. Now, for my advice for the Patriots in this game, Matt Jones is going to throw more throwing in this game because both defenses are really good, and even though that Alvin Kamara is a much better running back than all the Patriots have by Damian Harris right now and everyone else, everything like that. But they have a much better running game than the Saints do because the only guy they have is Alvin Kamara. Well, no, it's not just that, but still. Anyways, what I'm saying is I think they have more productive, I think I would say, than the Saints. If Drew Brees was still playing at least one more this season for his last year this year, I would have considered the Chiefs would have won. I would have picked the Saints to win this game, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take my Patriots over the New Orleans Saints in this game because I think Matt Jones. I think he's not going to make too many mistakes as much as like Jameis Winston or things like that. I think I'm gonna go with that. That's what I'm gonna say. But on the line though, that my Patriots are favored by 3 in this game. I'm gonna take the Patriots minus 3 in this game. Over and under is 42.5. I'm gonna go under 42.5 because I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't think it's gonna be in the 20s mark. I think it's gonna be in the teens or something like that. I think I'm gonna go with that. So yeah, But I'm gonna say Jameis Winston. He might make a couple of mistakes here and there, so I think that would be the key momentum for the Patriots to win that game. And you know what Hoodie would say? Now I'm wearing a hoodie, so I might as well wear it on. You know what Hoodie would say? You get the job done. You get the job done. That's all I can say. Anyways, that being said, the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Giants. Now this is a battle between two toilet bowl teams, I would say. Atlanta and the New York Giants, I don't know, to say the least. But I have to pick a winner in this game, and I may have to pick the upset in this one. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons over the New York Giants in this game in New York. On the line, though, the Giants are favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Atlanta plus 3. Over under it's 48. I'm going to go under 48 because I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. That being said, the way I said it, I think this is a close game, different in that it's a division rival game. So that's I'm going to go with that. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cincinnati Bengals in this game in Pittsburgh. On the line, though, this is where we're going to get dicey. The Steelers are favored by 4.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Cincinnati plus 4.5 in this game. Over under is 45. I'm going to go over 45. The Arizona Cardinals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this is going to be another questionable decision for the Jaguars. I think they're still young. And I mean, I'm not going to dispute that. Now they're playing Arizona, which have been in most of their league in a few years or so, like Kyle Murray. He's having a good year right now so far, putting up some good numbers. So I think he's going to continue to do that. So I'm going to take Arizona over the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. On the line, though, Arizona's favored by 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take Arizona minus 7.5. Over and under, it's 51. I'm going to go over 51. Hey, if Jacksonville wins the game, maybe they'll celebrate on AEW. I don't know if you guys are into wrestling right now. There's a new wrestling promotion called AEW down in Jacksonville. So if they win, maybe if Jacksonville wins it, maybe they'll celebrate over there. I don't know. Just kidding. So, anyways, that being said, let's continue. Denver and the New York Jets. Now, this is a game that Zach Wilson is going to probably like, what am I going to do to bounce back? How am I going to do to win in this league and all that? Now they go to another great defensive team, and that's to be the Denver Broncos. And I think defensively, this is how it's going to go out. Denver is going to probably win out that game and everything else like that. So, and it's in Mile High, in the Mile High City. So this is not going to be really good for the Jets part, It's a different atmosphere in around Denver, so that's pretty much saying that. So I'm going to take the Denver Broncos over the New York Jets in this game. On the line, though, Denver's favored by 11 this game. I'm going to take Denver minus 11. Over under is 41. I'm going to go over 41. The Las Vegas Raiders over the Miami Dolphins. Well, I'm going to already told you what I'm going to pick, but I'm going to tell you why. But I think this game, Derek Carr is having a great year. Very impressive year, I would say, the last two weeks, though. As of Miami, Tua is questionable for a rib injury. And I think Carr's questionable, too, if I'm not mistaken, but on that game. But I think, anyways, last I heard that John Gruden said that Derek Carr is going to play. So let's go with that one. So if that's going to be the case, that's why I'm going to pick the Las Vegas Raiders in this game over the Miami Dolphins in this game. So I don't know what Tua is what's thinking on that. On the line, though, Vegas is favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take Vegas minus 5.5. Over and under, it's 45. I'm going to go over 45. Tampa Bay and the LA Rams. Well, the last time Tom Brady faced the Rams, he beat them in the Super Bowl, which I do believe that's correct, but I'm not really 100% sure. Now, it's in LA this time, so we'll see what we can do with that. But I think that being said alone, I think this is going to be a game. It's going to be if Tom Brady can do what he did last week against Atlanta, I think the Bucs are going to win this game. Which, by the way, for the first two games in the year, Tom Brady has a combined of 7 touchdown passes, the first time since 2007, his MVP year, when the Patriots had the undefeated season and lost to the Super Bowl, which is kind of ironic on that. So, anyways, that being said, I think the Bucs are going to win this game in LA. So I think that's why I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Rams in this game. On the line, though, it's an upset, by the way, sort of. The Rams are favored by 1 in this game. I'm going to take Tampa Bay plus 1 in here. Over and under, it's 54. I'm going to go over 54. Seattle and Minnesota. Now the Seahawks are looking for a bounce back for that devastating choke they had for Tennessee. They have a 15-point comeback, and now they're going to go out in Minnesota and go on the road. Try to get a win out of that one. So I think for this game, I think this is the game that the Seattle's going to win. For Minnesota, they're still questioning about what they're going to do when the with Kirk Cousins situation and all that, going on and everything else like that. But anyways, that being said, I'm going to take Seattle over the Minnesota Vikings in this game in Minnesota. On the line, though, Seattle's favored by 1 in this game. I'm going to take Seattle minus 1. Over and under is 55. I'm going to go over 55. Then Green Bay and the San Francisco 49ers. One of the games of the week. So I think in this game, I would say this is the game that Aaron Rodgers is a big test for this year. If he loses to San Francisco, this looks like Green Bay probably not going to get that division. But if he wins that game, there's a chance. Just saying that. So, anyways, anyways, I think this is the game that that Green Bay is going to win. So I'm going to take Green Bay over the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. On the line, though, and it's an upset, by the way. On the line, though, Green Bay's favored by 4 in this. San Francisco is favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to take San Francisco plus 4. Over and under is 47. I'm going to go over 47. Sunday Night Football. Dallas and Philadelphia. Now, this is a game, one of the classic matchups in all of football. One of them, at least. Dallas and Philadelphia. This is the game that two teams hate each other. This is going to be a bloodbath, I think. This is the way I look at it for this one. Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, I think they're going to go right at it. They're going to put up some numbers on both sides of the ball. But I'm picking an upset here on this one. I'm picking Dallas over the Philadelphia Eagles in Dallas in this game. On the line now, Philadelphia is favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to take Dallas plus 4. Over and under is 51.5. I'm going to go over 51.5. And for Monday Night Football. I'm sorry. I take it back. Green Bay and San Francisco was Thursday night. I apologize. I'm sorry. And Dallas and Philadelphia was Monday night. I apologize. I take that back. So, anyways, that being said, those are my picks for the week. I apologize for the mix-up, guys. Hey, shout-outs this week is my good old friend from the NFL YouTube prognosticator page, Justin Bridgewater. Find us on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. You could definitely check him out on Twitter, like I mentioned, on there. And check out his other promos, like Nerds Tees, if you like tea. He has great Nerds Tees in there. Shipping in the U.S., but free in Canada. If you live in Canada, I would recommend that. But if you live in the United States, I would definitely look into it as well. Maybe save a little money. Maybe get some Christmas season coming. Maybe you could check something out with that as well. But, that being said, check out him. And check out the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticators in the description down below. Until then, this is Andrew Arns signing off and saying, rock out.